friends, and welcome back to Lemon Tree Corner. I'm your host Heather, and we are here to do lots of crafty things. So I make project bags and purses and coin purses, and I also do crochet. So come along for the journey, and thanks to all of you who keep coming back. I really appreciate you spending time with me. Let's take a look at what we're doing this week in the studio. First off, we have our stack of coin purses that we're making for the March craft fair. There are a bunch of them. I haven't counted them, but these are all cut out and ready to go. I do have to make zipper tabs because I totally forgot to do that and pick out the zippers and everything, but since they are ready to go, I think we're gonna have some extra time on our hands this week because I'm pretty far ahead. This and the sachets are the last thing I have to make for the March craft fair. We are currently in January, so I want to get started thinking about the project bags for the next fair. We are doing the LA Yarn Crawl in May, and I want to have a ton of project bags ready to go for that. We're talking 6 to 10 of each size, except maybe the sweater bags. Those are a little more involved, and not everybody is going to want that big of a size, but who knows? I really just don't know. So I want to have a good selection of each size ready to go for that. It's also 4 days. We pretty much sold out of project bags last year in the 3 days that we had. So yeah, I would just want to make sure I have enough variety of everything for everybody. We are also going to probably be making some more pencil pouches depending on what sells in March. So I want to have a couple of extra weeks to play in case I need to make things like sachets or notions pouches or things like that. So we're going to do some planning. I have stacks upon stacks of fabric that we bought after the last yarn crawl based on things that people told us that they like. So we have a few fandom fabrics like Star Wars and Harry Potter. I've also got some bugs and moths and things like that for a little bit of more dark academia feel. This one's very cute. It's like a stained glass Star Wars. And then I've also just got things like this that are some pretty springy fabrics. We've got those. We've got more of fairy foresty kind of things. And then I've got two big Joann's boxes full of other fabrics. So more strawberries. I don't know why I have so many strawberries. And then things like seed packs and things like that. So we've got a ton of fabrics that I have to go through and figure out what's what. Some might be better as project bags, like fun and funky fabrics, versus something that I would make into a purse. We've got this fun fabric, which might be better off as a purse. So I just have to go through and figure out what we're doing. We also have fun things like these dog portraits, which would make a good project bag. So I just have to sit down with the fabric, figure out what fabrics I want to use now versus things that I want to keep for later. Maybe have a hierarchy of these are the first things that I'm going to make, and I'm going to make up to 6 of each size bag. And then after that, if I have time, here are some more that I'm going to make, but I don't necessarily have to get through all of those. That would be ideal. And then my sister also asked me about the Wicked scarf. So after blocking it, it became bigger than a cowl, and I didn't know how to wear it, and I still don't know how to wear it. Help me. Do you guys ever make things like this? I want the pattern to be seen and the stripes. If I sew it together as a cowl, it kind of has to be turned under, and then part of me is thinking, well, if it's only going to be half the width anyway, maybe I should redo it at half the width, and it would be twice the length, and it would be a regular scarf length. Not sure what to do at this point. I do like the pattern with the little puffs, but the puffs obviously take up more yarn. So pop your thoughts down in the comments below what you would do. It's also going at an angle, the way I did this wrong. So part of me feels like I should just pull it apart at this point and do something else with it. There's no huge pressure to make it for Wicked anymore since the movie's already come out. And I haven't started on the yarn for the next shawl yet, so if we wanted to just take some time and redo that, we could. I do like the moonlit shawl. I think I would have enough of this to do that with, and that has a separate border that you add later, which I could do in the white because it was a whole skein of the white. So let me know your thoughts. What would you make? I think they were 20-gram minis, so not very big, but probably big enough to make a scarf if I just didn't do a puffy stitch and such a wide project. So we are looking forward to doing that. I'm also going to make some more of those cinnamon roll bars. My husband loved those and requested those again. And just kind of cozying up, still working on my Christmas blanket. That's going very well. In fact, let me show you what it's in now. We have graduated into the huge basket. So I'm pretty much going to have to use this basket for the rest of the blanket. There's plenty of room for the blanket to grow in here. And we are now on our third set of stripes. So it's getting pretty big. I'll have to lay it out on me. 3 stripes is probably enough, but I really wanted to do at least 4 stripes of each color because I went back and bought all that yarn. So I didn't really need to buy all that yarn, but it is 100% acrylic. So if I wanted to make some scarves out of that yarn to donate, I could do that. So the yarn's not going to go to waste. It's just a question of how big of a blanket do I really need for the couch. The other option is to use this blanket on the bed for Christmas. I still haven't found a quilt or a comforter that I like that's Christmassy. So maybe we just add this on top of our regular bedspread for Christmas. So that's another option. Although it's probably better for me to take the one I don't like and put it on the bed and put this one out for company to see, you know? So we'll see what we get up to with that. But I'm still enjoying working on that. And if we redo the Wicked scarf, I will just stop and not ball up the cranberry yarn for the next project yet. And I have been reading the Let Them book from Mel Robbins that I talked about in the last episode. I've been listening to her audiobook. Wow. It is really eye-opening. You know, I've done a lot of therapy and work on myself to try and become a better person and let things go, and just didn't realize until listening to this book how controlling I still am or try to be over people, places, and things, which I have no control over. So it's just really a good reminder of I waste so much energy thinking about what other people should be doing and what they, you know, the whole social contract thing, which has gone out the window. And it just makes me so angry when people don't care about other people. And yeah, I need to let them be them, and I need to take care of what I can actually take care of, because it's just a waste of energy. And we don't have the energy to spare on that. That energy would be much better spent on making the world a better place. So I encourage you to listen to that book if you haven't gotten it already. Really eye-opening on how much I am still trying to do that. So I'm sure a lot of us are in the same boat on that. So if coin purses and planning sound like a good time to you, go ahead and grab yourselves a water or a cozy beverage, curl up, and let's start sewing. I think what I'm going to do to start is just kind of take stock of what we have here as far as the fabrics go. There are some where I've specifically bought 3 fabrics, so that's going to be a sweater bag. I don't have too many of those that I specifically bought 3 fabrics for, so I think, we don't really need 3 fabrics to be a sweater bag. I can make one with the 2 fabrics, but it just makes it easier. So we've got the Harry Potter fabric. I love this one. It's all the houses with the Quibbler. Was it the Quibbler? As you know, the newspaper. as a lining. I think I'll group these by, well, I don't know. I don't know how I should group them. There's the fandoms. I love this one. I think I'm going to mix that with the extra purple. I think the purple looks really nice. I also have a blue I could use for that. And then when I was just at Joann's, I found another purple. So that doesn't quite go with that. But I have some other blenders that I bought that might work. Well, we've got, I guess I just have different moods. I've got kind of, you know, homey stuff. I've got gardeny stuff. So maybe I should just group them by mood. So we've got those all figured out. The only other reason for doing this early is once I've cut out the bags for these, we can see if there's any leftover fabric for like a corresponding coin purse or notions bag or something that we can use. So I'm not going to obviously get started on these first. And then the sock bags, I've still got the leftover fabric from last year that we are gonna make the sock bags with. Yeah, I think that's where we're at with these. So we will go ahead and pull the project sheets for these, and some of them I'm sure I don't even have project sheets for. So we'll go ahead and organize all of that this week. I totally forgot to film this earlier, but we have everything pressed and ready to go. So I'm gonna start sewing these together. And I thought about it, I was prepping all of the fabrics or deciding on which fabrics were going to be which project bags, and there's a lot of them. So I'm going to have to put them in order of how I want to make them, like which ones I want to make first, and then that's a lot of fabric to process. So I think what we're going to do is we're just going to start cutting out the pieces of fabric because I have to iron, you know, I have to shrink and everything and iron before I can do anything. So I think what I'll do is I'll do that first. Yeah, I can do that little by little so that it's not so overwhelming. And then when it's actually time to make them, we can get further into the process. So I'm gonna start putting these together. Cue the montage. And I put that one the wrong direction already. Okay. Well, good thing I cut that before we went too much further. Seam ripper time again. Project sheets for all the ones that were the Joann's fabric that I had to take pictures of. So now I gotta go back through the piles and remember which ones were which size, but we also went back to Joann's and got some more fabric to kind of fill in the gaps. So this one is more of the autumn fabrics that I want to make, so this is going to go in the autumn pile. So this isn't really for this show, but everything is highly discounted. I found this pretty cat fabric, cats with balls of yarn, so that will be nice because I didn't really have any animals. And then we've got this gorgeous fabric that's very witchy. We've got cats and moons and mushrooms and books and candles and moths and crystals and potions. So that one's going to be really fun. And I'm going to pair that with my favorite paw fabric, which I've been wanting to get for a while, and I just haven't really found anything to go with it. So those two are together. And then we've got these cute cats. They're very like islandy cats. So those are fun. And I'm pairing those with a purple paw. Yay! Rain at last! I don't think you can see it. Oh, maybe you can see it on the light there. So I have been stress crocheting. Basically, everything going on in LA right now and California and the country and the world is really stressing me out. So I have an elbow brace now because I've basically given myself tendonitis crocheting. I don't know if it's the weight of this blanket or the hook that I'm using is different than I normally use. Anyway, it's been an issue. And then my wrist is hurting, so I have these compression gloves and the compression sleeve. I can't wear the other one because of the way I loop the yarn around my fingers. It's not working. It's like too much, not enough tension, so I stopped doing that. But it's been very, very stressful. And what am I on? I don't even know what I'm doing here. So I've been going gangbusters on this blanket because I've been stress crocheting every night. And I'm probably, holding everything super tight as well. But we are coming along. I downloaded the Let Them book that I told you about earlier. It's really, really good. I highly suggest it. And the second part of Lucy, calm down. Lucy's going to get tangled up in the yarn. Oh, no, she's not. Oh, good. The second part of it is let me. So you let other people be themselves, do whatever they're going to do. And then the let me part is, what can I do? What, keep my side of the street clean. What can I do if I'm not happy with something? I can have a conversation. I can let it go. You can be kind. You can be kind to the cashier. You can be kind to your family when you get home from a rough day at work. Instead of being bitchy or instead of being frustrated or recounting all the awful things that happened to you that day, you could just let it go at the door, walk in, and not carry that into your home. You can allow yourself to let that go at the door, walk in, and just be loving to your family. So I think that's really good. I think that's very valuable, and I'm really enjoying the book. So I will put a link to the book down below. I'm doing the audiobook just because it's easier while I'm sewing to listen to it. And I have a poem that I would like to share with you that somebody else read on their channel, and I I found it very soothing. So I'm going to do a voiceover with that, read that for you. A Blessing for Presence by John O'Donohue. May you awaken to the mystery of being here and enter the quiet immensity of your own presence. May you have joy and peace in the temple of your senses. May you receive great encouragement when new frontiers beckon. May you respond to the call of your gift and find the courage to follow its path. May the flame of anger free you from falsity. May warmth of heart keep your presence aflame and anxiety never linger about you. May your outer dignity mirror the inner dignity of soul. May you take time to celebrate the quiet miracles that seek no attention. May you be consoled in the secret symmetry of your soul. May you experience each day as a sacred gift woven around the heart of wonder. So I have two things to share with you. The first is the Wicked Cow. It just wasn't going to work for me. It wasn't sitting in a way that really showed off the yarn. And it just wasn't going to be useful. I don't really wear anything that teeny that wouldn't really stay around my neck once I get inside. And I don't really wear things just for the cold here. So we are redoing it. I ran out of project bags, so I'm just using this at this point. So we are doing another moonlit shawl. I wasn't sure if I was going to have enough yarn. I basically put all of the colors together in a ball and lots of knots. And I decided, since I had 3 stripes of each, I would do 1 stripe for the increase and 1 stripe for the straight across, which we're almost done with, which we are done with, and then 1 stripe for the decrease. So I think that'll work out nicely. And there is a border to this really pretty border. I think I'm just going to use the white for that. So I took the rest of the white and put it all together, and that's going super fast. So I think that should be done in no time. And then I had a revelation I tell ya. So you know how we made these and I bought all those snaps, and then it's like, that's not going to work for glasses. I was thinking, what if we just have it stick up here and the snap is right here? So instead of having this big flap, we just have a smaller flap that goes up higher. And then these 2 pieces snap together out of the range of the glasses. So basically, we would just have to go, just extend this a little bit higher and then put the snap here. There's no reason why this top part has to be folded over. Even if you had your phone in here, that wouldn't really affect it. Try and put my glasses back on again. So I thought that was genius. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make another prototype of this to have at the fair. So we'll work that in at some point, but I just thought, oh, that's so nice, because what a waste of the snaps if I can't use them for anything. Okay, I think I'm going to switch over to my zipper foot. Okay, so we're going to take the foot off. The nice thing is I don't have to rethread the machine when I take the foot off, so that's good. If I can get it out, there we go. Put the zipper foot in. Come on. I'm going to get it nice and tight. Don't want that foot moving anywhere. Yeah, I think this will just be better for what we're doing here. And then I'll do the rest of them. Give you a different angle. Part of the problem is that those zipper tabs are interfaced, like we talked about the other week. I should not have done that. I should not have done that. So that's part of my problem here, is that thickness is making everything thicker, which means that it won't go past my foot as well. So that's it for this week. It's actually only Saturday, so I am ahead of the game, which means we're going to start on that stack of fabric for next week's video tomorrow morning, so I can start that on Sunday. And I'm cooking a pork roast tonight with some potatoes and carrots. It's going to be a nice stormy night. We have rain on the way. Yay! It's very exciting. We really need it here in Southern California. So very excited about that. But we have all our coin purses done. I even had time to take pictures. So I'm going to be a good girl. And I took pictures of everything we've done so far so that I can put those together, do like a little Instagram post with everything, and put them in the shop. So they will be available before the craft fair. So we've got our ladybugs, our little daisies. The hardest thing I find is naming these. So I'm going to have to pick a name for each of these fabrics. It's easy when there's, when it's like a designer fabric that has a cute name. I just use that name. Otherwise, I got to come up with a name for each of these fabrics. And my favorite fabric, I don't know why, just is. Do these. So the only one that I only have one of is this one. It's the first fabric that I cut, and I didn't maximize my cuts. So that's why I only have one of those. We've got two of these as well. So all of these are done and ready to go, which means the only thing we have to do for the craft fair is the sachets. And I'm probably going to wait a couple weeks on those. I think what I'm going to do is I've been doing a big project, small project. So I think that's been working out very well. We get to make a larger bag together, and then I get to catch up and make some of these smaller things. So I hope that's working for you as well. So that means next week we are going to be working on the pyramid pouches. So I'm taking all the leftover fabrics from last year's yarn crawl. So all those cute fabrics will be back in little pyramid pouches, which are perfect for little sock projects. So that'll be good. And yeah, just enjoying my time here and looking forward to some rain. So I hope you are doing well. And yeah, I've just been enjoying doing my new coloring book and listening to the book. So I think it's hard for me to listen to an audiobook and sew because I'm concentrating so much, I just lose where I'm at in the audiobook. I gotta rewind it. So I think that's a good way for me to do it. I could be listening to an audiobook and doing my coloring. So that'll be a good thing for me to work on in the future. So I just want to thank you all for joining me this week and looking forward to working on the project bags next. So very excited, and I hope you join me for that. I hope you have a wonderful week ahead and see you back here next week. Love you, friends. Bye.